Hello and welcome back to another reaction. In this occasion, Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, episode 15. Last time we saw a huge revelation that, of course, King Bradley is actually one of the homunculus and is an aging homunculus. Yeah, the rest of them cannot age. They are more than perhaps 200 years old. I'm just taking into account the age of Greed. But the rest could be older. I don't know if Greed was the first one or the last one before, of course, Wrath. But yeah, at least 200 years old. At least. This is again something I wasn't expecting. I was expecting this in the episode 20 something, not in the episode 15 or 14. So we have a huge revelation that will change the way that we see this show, because before this it's just a couple of brothers trying to get their arms back. Because yes, if you are observant enough, you might know who father is, because yes, they never mention the name, they never mention who is that person. Only he is only referred as father. But I think it's pretty obvious who he really is. So yeah, this is a fascinating topic that we're having here. Again, I'm not saying his name in case some of you didn't notice, and of course they are waiting for the revelation. Yeah, this is something I want to keep for myself until it's revealed in the freaking anime. Anyway, yeah, I don't want to stop this anymore. I don't want to introduce anything else. So yeah, let's just cut all of this and watch the video, shall we? Okay, I'm back. I just watched a second time the 15th episode of Full Metal Alchemist. At the beginning, the first viewing, I thought the first action scene that we saw in the episode was irrelevant. It didn't make any sense because it is an unknown state alchemist. It's not somebody who we should be care about. It hasn't been established at all. So yeah, I thought, okay, this is kind of a presentation so we can remember Scar and we can get into the action almost immediately. But no, actually, there is a reason behind that, and that is coming in the next scene. After, of course, Scar defeats this Silver Alchemist, I think it was. He returned to his hiding spot, a very destroyed house, a very small, very destroyed house, and then we find a new guest, because yes, the other guy is kind of following the. I think it was an ex-military. I don't know if it was an Saint Alchemist. I highly doubt it because yeah, Scar would have dealt with him in seconds. But yes, this guy is still following Scar, and we found a little girl, which of course presents herself as Mei Chang. She is coming from the east, from the great nation of the east. And she's looking for immortality. I don't know if it's the same kind of immortality that she doesn't want to achieve immortality. She wants to achieve immortality for somebody else, and in this case for the same person, perhaps than the next guy that we met from this nation, the Emperor. I'm not entirely sure of that, of course. And yes, the first thing that I thought about her, that she is adorable. She looks so cute with the little panda on her shoulder and of course her big eyes. She looks so adorable in this case, and it's so weird because it's a contrast between her and Scar. Scar is very intimidating, very rough, very well badass, and this girl is so cute. Of course, we kind of know that, yeah, Scar is hurt thanks to the fight we saw at the beginning, and this is when the scene takes relevance, because now we saw the speciality of the Eastern alchemy, that is not for combat, but is for healing, so it's a different type of alchemy. That's why they are so surprised, because they don't know that alchemy could be used for this purpose. They only know as a weapon, as a mean to to harm the next person or the enemy or whatever you want to call it. So yeah, this is a surprise for these people because they don't know any other use for alchemy but war and combat. We saw that she cured, and we kind of have a very funny scene in which show us that Scar is not completely invulnerable to cuteness, because yeah, that is why I interpret of this scene. He wants to reach for the panda because he's so adorable, and that's what I think is going on. He's surprised, oh my god, this is adorable. And he wants to reach, and this is another excuse to show off the tattoo on his arm that he usually hides it or something like that. But he wants to show off this tattoo. And this is when we figured out that the tattoo comes from the Eastern alchemy. That is kind of its base, or draw energy from, draw power, I think it was the correct word, from the Eastern alchemy. This gave us, again, a lot more of information in a subtle way. That yes, his brother, from what I have remember, from what I have seen in this anime, the Ishbalas are not very fond of alchemy. That's what I think. They don't care in the end, but they are not very fond of. His brother was kind of dealing with said alchemy, the Eastern counterpart and the Western counterpart, both sides of alchemy, or both sides that were presented here. But there are a lot more. And yes, this again gives us more information about Scar and his past life, because again, he never mentioned his name so far. I don't remember if he said it in the end or if it always stayed like it's a Scar. Anyway, we are kind of seeing that moment of realization that this is very different, and kind of the reason behind the travel, because there's a huge desert between the nation of the East and of course our nation, the nation that we are focusing on, and of course the Grand Immortality, because she wants to go to Central to meet Edward Elric, the famous alchemist that is saving people. That is the interpretation that May has of Ed, a very handsome guy, a very tall guy. My guess is that, yeah, she believes that he is very tall, very elegant, and all of that. Of course, we know Edward, that, yeah, you can interpret him as handsome, but not tall, because, yeah, again, this is the ideal figure coming from a child. And I love the cuteness surrounding this, because yes, the panda is kind of a comic relief in this case, by, I don't know, biting the other guy. But the next scene of the roses surrounding this little girl, and so kind of in love, in a crush of, from Edward Elric to Edward Elric, crushing on Edward Elric very, very hard. And of course the panda joining in the action of this crushing, let's say. It's very adorable, and it's a contrast again with the association of imagery that we have with Scar, which is something I really, really like. This is why I enjoy this second scene so much. Then of course we go back to Central. We're going back and forth in several places in here. We go back to Central, and we discover that Chopper is still alive and free in the country, and he planned to attack Risa, the worst target he could choose from, because Risa is such a badass that she can manage herself so well that, yeah, she was warned thanks to the dog, but that's the only thing that the dog did. She dealt with Chopper very, very easily. And of course, he's revealed that, of course, he's still an armor, and he's captured thanks to this information, and of course the fact that he knows Al. We go to a kind of a storage unit in which they proceed to interrogate Chopper. All the different things that, yes, you were in this laboratory, who did it to you, how the hell did you get to this point, and all those questions. Of course, none of them receive a positive answer because he doesn't know. He just got his soul sucked out of his body and, of course, put on the armor. The scientists who did that, of course, it wasn't lost, it wasn't gluttony, and none of those guys. Some scientists that they cannot interrogate because they are dead, they use a sacrifice for a philosophical stone. So yeah, the mystery is again going on full strength because we don't know how they managed to create a philosophical stone, how they managed to pull out the soul of a body, etc., etc. Yeah, this is what is fascinating about this anime. And of course, the last question, and perhaps the most important one for Mustang in this case, because yes, I forgot to mention that Mustang is doing the interrogation alongside with Risa and another guy. I don't remember his name. Sorry about that. Is that they want to know if he killed Hughes. Of course, he didn't. We obviously know who did it. But they don't. They want to investigate. But of course, they don't focus more on that question. It's just kind of, yes, you did it. No, okay, let's move on. Because this is kind of way to dealing that they are investigating. They want to know the truth because they don't know. Even though us as the audience know it is not annoying to see because it's part of the world building, and we are not dealing too much time into this one because yeah, it's not important for the audience. You need to be careful with that. So yeah, it's world building and it's carefully managed so we don't get bored as an audience. We return to Rush Valley. Again, during the reaction I thought, oh, we're not going to see Al and Ed. I thought we were just going to see secondary characters that were going to be resting for a while from Edward and Al. But no, in the next second when I finished that phrase, boom, Ed and Al go back to Winry because they need repairment. Well, Ed needs repairment. And of course, Winry is not happy that he damaged the automail. I don't know if she's worried or she's kind of angry because Ed put his life again on the line. I'm not entirely sure of that. And of course, they go walk by because Winry is not Alchemist and cannot make appear the freaking parts that she needs to be, building the new arm. Or repair completely the new arm. Okay. We see, again, this is a weird portion. This is when things are hard to interpret. We saw that again. We remember that Al is kind of obsessed with cats. He loves cats, so he wants to rescue them. And of course I thought, oh, okay, another cat. But no, actually it was a person in this case. A prince, according to his own words. This is, of course, very weird to say because, again, I don't remember much of this guy in the last series. I don't know if he appears, I don't know if he is there or if something different happens. My memory is not that good, and it's a lot of time since I watched the series, the original one. But this is weird because the portrait of this guy is kind of a very friendly guy, a very calm, collected guy that he just wants to do research. I honestly thought that this was the guy that wanted immortality when they started to discuss the philosophical stone and all of that. Yes, and they got separated. The little girl got separated from her group, and this is one of the guys. So it was kind of weird for me when they say, I don't know, when they say their name and he doesn't react. So yeah, that was a clue. Or perhaps it's not the case. Perhaps it's something different completely. So yeah, perhaps he's one of the other princesses that are from the same nation and wants to grant immortality to his father because I don't know if she to win favor or to, I don't know, because she loves her dad. I am still not sure of anything so far. So yeah, it is an interesting portion of the anime. Why is it interesting? Because yes, we hear the name Link, and again, he changes very quickly into this kind of less friendly guy. A threatening look, kind of a different way of the way he looks, and all of that. And this is when kind of were introduced to ninjas that are start to attacking Ed and Al because Link wants information about the Philosopher's Stone because he wants to grant immortality to this emperor. At first, I thought it was immortality for him. Later on, we discovered that is not the case, or perhaps it is. Perhaps I'm interpreting everything wrong. But anyway, we got a new action scene. And of course, these guys are trained to fighting. Ed and Al too, but not as hard focusing on that. They are not as strong as their teacher, and of course the teacher is stronger even than these two guys, that the ninjas that attack him. They want information because yes, they need that information, and we saw a huge battle scene, which is pretty spectacular. But again, it shows the way that Ed fights. He's always looking at the enemy, he's always analyzing the enemy and trying to find a weak spot in the enemy. And that is what he did. He kind of insulted the master and the girl, because yes, later on we find out that she was a girl, the ninja that was attacking Ed, kind of doesn't like when somebody speaks ill about his master. Ed and Al are fighting each other their fights. Of course, the first one to finish this one off is Al, because he managed to get help from Paniniam, and of course, thanks to this new discovery way of doing alchemy, that he no longer needs circles. He can do the same as the master and the same as Ed, just clap his hands and create alchemy. And yeah, it makes sense because now he remembers exactly what happened in the truth. So he's kind of fine. Unfortunately for Ed, the other guy, or the other girl in this case, is a lot stronger. I think it's a lot stronger, or at least more deceiving in this case. It was blonde, of course it was a trap, placed placed by Ed, and captures the girl. Everybody is happy, but of course, in the end, this prince, Link, escapes, and the rest of the damage and the bill of the food is, well, in the shoulders of Ed. And another awful thing happens to Ed in this case, that yeah, now, the thing that was better, the thing that he has above his brother, his little brother, is gone. Now the hate and the ability to create alchemy by just clapping your hands is Alphonse. In Alphonse's side, and of course he's completely lost it. Oh my god, I have no dignity as an older brother. We go back to Winry's place, or the place in which Winry is working, and we find Link again drinking tea. Of course, Ed is not happy, and he starts to discuss the real state of the Xing nation, in which, yeah, there are 50 clans, and every single one of the clans send, well, I don't know if they send all their the daughter to marry the emperor, because the emperor is the only one who really rules. The term of prince doesn't have that much weight in this country, at least not every single prince. And of course the problem is that the emperor is ill and he's about to die, and he wants perhaps another successor, or wants the emperor to keep on living. Perhaps he doesn't want the throne by himself, and he just wants to be a prince, to be comfortable. We discover that of course the ninjas are still there, are mad because they are insulting their master, well, her master, honestly. The other guy kind of, okay, it's fine. And yeah, this is important because I'm going to speak about this one in the end. And I mean the fact that this guy is a prince and wants immortality for the emperor and not himself. Winry returns, going back to the episode, Winry returns and is mad again against Ed, because now the automail is completely destroyed, which means a lot more work for her. The kind of repairments are on its way, but unfortunately they have to, or at least it was unfortunate at the beginning because it seemed that they need to be separated, but no, actually they are going to travel to Central City together. We're going to see Winry, Ed and Al together again. And this is kind of foreshadowing for the next episode. That, yes, they want to thank Hughes and his family for all the things he has done for them, without the knowledge that Hughes is dead. They don't know this. They don't know that Hughes is dead. So, yes, this is foreshadowing, because my guess we're going to have another very sentimental, very hard to watch episode in the next one, because of the reactions of Ed, and of course Winry, because he was a beloved character for them and for us, because yes, it was very painful to see that episode in the second time. So yeah, it is kind of foreshadowing for the next episode. Now, the last scene of this one. They are traveling, and I mean Scar and his companions are traveling towards Central City. So, all of our parties are going to the point in which the main antagonists are. So, this is a recipe for disaster within the context of the series, but a marvelous context for us, because this is going to bring so much drama, so much action, so much conflict, that is going to be amazing to see. And yes, we'll see kind of a human side for Scar. So far, before this episode, and outside of Ishbalas, of course, Ishbalas were a precious people for him. He was not going to damage them. But outside of the Ishbalas, we never saw kind of a mercy act on Scar. Now we're kind of see that, yes, the guy is not cruel. The guy is not completely cruel. The guy can be very merciful. I don't know. It is a good character growth for Scar. And yeah, we got another bit of information that this is important, that why we haven't heard his name. He is an Ishbala, and for Ishbalas the name is something important. According to them, their name is something given by their god, and is very important. It's an honor thing to share their names. He got rid of said name. He never mentioned his name for a good reason, because the path he chose, it goes against everything that his god approves of. So he needs to get rid of everything that his god gave him, because he's taking a path that his god is not going to be protecting him. So that is a very, very strong line that we got from Scar without even realizing, because yes, it is important in this one. Now, going back to the Prince Ling, if it's true, what he doesn't want immortality for himself, if this is true, then he is a very deep character. Why I said this? He wants to save his clan, not by conquering the throne, not by becoming the new emperor, but perhaps the heir is either weak or very malicious. If he is malicious he has a ground against his clan, against Prince Link clan. So he wants to save his clan by making the emperor immortal, so his clan will be protected. And perhaps the emperor of the Qing nation is a very benevolent emperor, so that's why he wants to make him immortal, to protect his clan and to protect the nation, which is very commendable to do, a very commendable thing to do. So yeah, I want to know more about these characters, these new characters that we got in this episode, because it's a different type of alchemy, because it's different type of characters. So yeah, I am fascinated by the introduction of these new characters. But anyway, yeah, I think I exhausted the topic of this episode. I hope you enjoy it. And well, the only thing I have to say is thank you for your attention, guys, and see you on the next one. Bye.
Okay, I hope you enjoyed that video, and yes, thank you so much for your attention, guys. And as always, if you want to leave a comment, that will help me a lot more. If you want to give me a like, that will help me even more to get on the top of the recommendation for YouTube. And if you want to share this video, that will help me even more. So yeah, thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much, guys, for your attention. I hope you enjoyed the video, and yeah, see you in the next one. Bye.